usage, and when I mean that being more deliberate, where even I have a tendency where like I think you showed it to me before. If I'm by the wall, I like make 2 or 3 more steps more away from the wall, where I could just take one and do the same
Yep.
thing. So I'm
Yep.
trying to be more deliberate about that. That tends to work really well, and then a lot of times pulling attention from me, even if I end up dying, I don't view it as like a bad thing. I view it as where maybe it takes attention away from my team.
Yeah,
So
I
those are
mean,
the things that help
cover is
transit.
like so freaking free value, you know? Like it's like one of the things. It's like it basically dramatically increases your survivability to no downside to your offensive output,
Right.
essentially, right? So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that was one of the big 3 things that I did to get to Grandmaster from bronze was like cover usage was one of the big 3. So, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Ana Zen, obviously we talked about your Ana was like you're going through the motions, you're doing good things, you just need to execute on them better. Zen, I think there's just like a little bit more discussion about some of the micro things, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
How has that been? I don't know how much Ana Zen you've been playing, but how has that
Or
gone?
Ana.
More
More
Ana?
Ana. I've been playing Ana. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't touched Zen too much. A lot of times he's been banned, so I really don't play him that much. And at times where I've had games where like Ana Lucio was banned, so then I picked up a couple games where I just dabbed at Wu Young and just said,
Yeah.
okay, let me just see how it is. And I've won a couple games, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, mostly I just try to learn with Ana and
Okay.
Lucio. And then I've been playing Juno, and my Juno has actually been really good.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to take away the learning opportunity with Ana and Lucio. So like I
Yeah.
felt like if I just one trick Juno, I can hit GM probably no problem. But I try to like really at most times apply like as much practice as I can on the characters where I want to improve with versus like, okay, I know I can probably hit GM with Juno, but that doesn't mean I want to try to do that with the main people I like to play with.
Yeah. Makes total sense. Okay. Sounds good.
Mhm.
What are we looking at?
That is something I wasn't sure about. I was gonna be like for a joke, it's like, do you need Wu Young content? I was like, I could give you something.
We're doing
I
the
do have.
Wuyan guy today on stream, actually. So no, for
Okay.
whatever you want to do is fine with me. It's your session, my friend.
Okay. So I did a lot of Ana. I did some Zen. I had a long game on Lucio. Maybe I might as well look at some Lucio. I have seen a lot of videos on Lucio
Yep.
from your coaching channel before.
Let's do it.
But maybe just from me, maybe this Lucio code might be beneficial to see if how I play him.
Yeah. Okay. It's a weird hero pool, you know. Like, yeah, Lucio is. It's not like a weird hero pool in terms of like it doesn't make logical sense. I mean, it's if you can play Lucio really well, it's great. Like, it's like he feels like some niches that like Ana definitely Zen definitely don't fit, right? Like the space that you're controlling and so on.
Right.
The difficulty is just that he is so very mechanically demanding, right? And yeah, I mean, so you know, your mileage may vary, but okay. Any questions then before we jump in?
No, not necessarily. The big well, maybe just like one thing to point out. I think this was also like a Masters 2 or Masters 1 to like GM3 game, and this other enemy tank drove me bananas last game. I think I went Lucio in the fact because I was Ana and I got 0 help, where I just kept getting dove by 3 people, and I was like, okay, this is kind of like what it is. So I was like, let me just
Yeah.
get some mobility
Okay.
and see how this works. And it
Okay.
ended up paying out dividends.
Yeah, okay, good. I mean, this is a pretty decent map for Lucio. There's a pretty good small space, so there's like a lot of angles that you can control. Essentially,
Right.
the reason why you look at your support comp, the reason why these kind of comps are more popular at the professional level is because in the same way, if you look very carefully at your DPS comp, what do you notice about your DPS composition? Hint, it's the same thing as your support composition.
The that they oh well. Maybe I don't know the answer to this actually.
That's okay. Who's the Hanzo of your support comp? Which one? You or BAP?
Oh, technically in this case it would be me because with the spam, right? Because I can spam.
Right. Sure. But I want you to think more along the lines of positioning, right? Like you have more in common with Tracer, if you think about it. What do you have in common with Tracer? Mobility, right? So and if you think about like what space that you're going to be controlling with Lucio, right? Tracer, it's the same. Okay. What about your BAP Hanzo? Sightlines, not that you're not taking angles and so on, of course, but when you construct high level compositions, a lot of the time that you pair short range support with short range DPS and long range DPS with long range support. Now that doesn't mean that they have to be playing next to each other, but it's good to have. I mean, it's like making a sandwich, right? You don't want all of one flavor. You just have different flavors because that's what makes a character or a hero strong. That's what makes a composition strong. So for y'all's comp, you have a character that can control this room and a support that can control this room. And then you have people that can poke down main and a support that can poke down main. Whereas if you look at their composition, they have the DPS for that. Yeah, the Far Tracer, that works. But then what's the problem with their comp on paper? Look at the support lineup.
They can't really help our, like...
I mean, what's Moira's effective range?
Mid-range.
Mid-range, right? It's definitely shorter range, but she's much more fragile than a Lucio, at least at this level, right? Now, the way that they'll probably play it, if I were to coach this, is I would probably say, put your Tracer here, and Moira actually just sets up a solo flank, but she kind of does her own thing. She doesn't really work and help other people as much, and she's a little bit more vulnerable up close. Like a Moira versus even a Hanzo with Storm Arrow up close, she could just die.
Right.
So with you, it's like you are very effective in these close ranges in the same way like a Brigitte is, and so that's why you see so much Lucio Brig a lot of times is because they're just really freaking good at those ranges. So anyway, that's kind of like a fun little anecdote, and that really should be used to kind of educate how you position. I want to not necessarily play with my Tracer or play with my Hanzo or play with my BAP or play with my Queen. I want to play, we talked about lateral space with Ana, right? Lateral space with Lucio. But those spaces are going to look different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, for example, here, you're holding lateral-ish space, but then here you got to make a decision. What are your two choices here?
Either go right on the room there and
right
there, or go all the way in amp and go up on left and stop the diva.
And fight the diva, right? Just shoot the diva here. Because you're like, oh, but she could still dive my BAP. That is correct, but she's going to have to dive your BAP this way. She's not going to be able to dive your BAP this way, or even this way, because you could already tell that's way more lethal, right? You're a buffer to that. Now, why are you a buffer? Because you are much harder to nail down than a BAP when you play here. Does that make sense? So you need to make a choice here. So if your Queen and Tracer had flipped spots here, you would go with your Queen. Why?
Wait, you're saying, okay, I see what you mean. Oh, just because it's, well, either way, wouldn't it be because I'm closer to right anyway?
Correct. Yeah, it's more, yeah, I don't like being surrounded as Lucio. I want to be on the side, right? I don't want to be shot from multiple different angles here. And so a lot of Lucios fall into that trap where they want to get close, which is good. That's the most important thing, right? But then they don't apply themselves on an angle, and then they kind of get themselves pincered. This is how you would die. So if your Queen was here and your Tracer was kind of controlling space here, well, you'd go with your Queen. You'd go help your tank, right? And that's why Lucio oftentimes does work with tanks, because if you think about most tanks, well, they want to get close. Almost all of them, right? So that's why Lucio often works with tanks. Doesn't have to, though. So, okay.
Right.
But yeah, you need to go in here, and this needs to be your full attention. So you're too distracted, A, by Diva, without actually committing to an angle to deny the angle, right? And two, I think a little bit of tank concern, like I need to speed my tank, right? But the reality is that your tank is more scared of this, right? And this. So don't think exclusively about denying targets with Lucio. Instead, think about denying space first so that those targets aren't a threat. Like if your BAP dies to Tracer now, why will he die to Tracer? Do you see what the problem is? Look at your Tracer.
Because I'm not holding that space.
And why? And what's the result? That Tracer has the lane. You see it? Why does she have the lane? Because she got pocket and your Tracer didn't. So look at your Tracer's HP and look at where she's holding.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that even like the Diva coming, like if Diva just cheats here, well then you could even tail her, or you could just go trade backlines with your Queen, right? The space is always the most important thing. So you're not really in a good position to peel, and so actually your amp and shout get forced because that Tracer is a menace because you've not helped. She's pincering, and so you guys have actually lost space because you've not held space in the first place. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we're fighting it. That's huge. That's huge. But the damage has already been done. The distraction has already been burned. The cooldowns have already been forced. The Queen has already lost pressure on main because she got pincered, which means your Hanzo actually dies to Pharah because Queen lost space, because Tracer won the angle, and because you didn't mark the Diva. So you need to choose, and you need to get value there.
Okay.
This is fine, because it was close, and there's nothing else better to do, but the damage has kind of already been done. Okay. And then when you get the opportunity, well, you need to commit. Yeah. No reason for you to die here. Zero chance for you to die. Number one priority, Take a space and don't die. Your priority is living here. I would literally just fly into their spawn.
Right. I was going to say, go all the way there.
Just live. Whatever you must do, live. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you look at that situation there and you're like, if I'm playing Ana there, I probably just die, you know? With Lucio? No. You shouldn't die. No way you should die.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Retaking space here. Where should you go?
Right room.
Right room. Get in there, right? Get in that room, set up your angle here, poke this tracer out, and then you can decide you can either speed your tank in through here, or you can even wrap around and flank from there. It's up to you.
When you mean wrap around, not like full commit, you mean just hold the door, like right here?
It depends. You can full commit. Fully committing means you get on top of them. It would just be extremely risky.
So if I don't see anything here, you're saying even widen it, like even by the car, like even
you
get
could.
that close and get risky?
You could. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty close, right? Like, you're not ineffective here, but if you wanted to go silly with it, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Also, a quick question. I did amp heals in between with some speed. I do see a lot of your videos where you pretty much negate like any like idea of like, it seems like amp healing is pretty much always bad. Is that kind of the case? I never like directly asked you the question.
That's I would say amp healing is just basically going to be, if you're in an active duel and not moving, it's probably going to be your better option.
Okay.
But if you're moving people around, or you're rotating, or you're pushing or pulling, amp speed is basically always the better defensive option.
Okay.
Almost always. But we could use your judgment, right? Use your judgment. Like if we actually go back to your amp here, right?
Like I should have sped. I should have just.
You should probably speed here, right? You should probably speed here. But also, I don't think this amp heal is terrible, because if you look at it on paper, they are behind the wall, with the exception of BAP, right? So like, let's say if your BAP's not here, I wouldn't hate the amp heal necessarily, because technically she's behind the wall, so like, you know, 150 healing or whatever is fine, I guess. Like, that's all right, I guess, you know?
Right. Okay.
But it's more along the lines of your BAP hasn't completed the rotation. It just, I don't love amping heal when somebody's trying to disengage damage. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. No, it makes sense.
Because literally one Pharah rocket that you avoid already is all your amp heal value gone, right? So if you amp speed and that Pharah misses one rocket because of the amp speed, that's literally more than, because with the DPS passive, that's more than what you're going to get out of an amp heal, right? So, all right, let's see what you do. Where's your space? I'm going to see if you can find it. Yeah, this is it. This is your job. This is your job. If nobody's here, they just sit here and shoot tank, heal, shoot tank, heal, shoot tank, heal, mark the angle. Don't, listen to this angle here. Yeah, this is your job. It's awkward, but you're equipped to it. Like, there's not really a support that's better at doing this, really. So you've let Tracer sneak behind you here. So just be aware of that. But again, it's one of those situations where, like, they're devoting a lot of resources onto you here. And you are the best person to equip with it. You're just not aware of the Tracer being there is the only problem.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
But me being here alone, is that just...
Yeah, because do you think the Pharah... Why do you think... do you think the Pharah wanted to be here?
No.
You know what I'm saying? So why is she here? Well, obviously, because
I was up there.
You didn't let her go there. So she tried to find a different angle, and it was a bad angle, and it didn't work. So she died.
Right.
And that's also not ignoring, a little bit of chip damage, a little bit of chip healing. Just support is really good at when they're not contested. They just do a lot of things, right? So they're either they're more vulnerable in many situations. They have to multitask more, but yeah. Yeah, this is good. I mean, that chip damage sucks, right? She has to make a decision. Do I disengage entirely? Okay, so this is a mistake. You're getting lost in the sauce. The biggest criticism I have is that you're doing nothing. That's the biggest thing I can ever insult you with, is you're doing nothing. Because what could you be doing right now?
Still harassing the Pharah in that room?
Still harassing the Pharah. So the Pharah just inted in, so she's no longer your responsibility.
So okay, so you're saying with the nano and she inted in, I should just find someone else.
It's not just the nano. It's look at where she goes. She uses double cooldown to go to here. That's just too freaking far. Now, if she stands still in barrages, I guess, but, like, what's your responsibility right now? Look.
Up in my queen.
Right. Queen, Diva, Moira, Tracer, anything that's here, right? Like, your angle's still useful here. Like, your backline might get traded, but you can trade theirs, right? This is just too far. And so you go back to peel what? And you go, oh. And then now your queen's in. and you could win this fight. And then you also, because you turned your attention away from Tracer, who is on top of you, you're now vulnerable to dying in a 1v1. It's criminal, right? Like, this fight is still winnable. Okay.
I think we do flip it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you didn't die to Tracer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you were able to actually contribute. So this is okay. But that could have been a lot worse.
I understand what you mean, though.
Right.
So, like, in the end, even if it does, I guess this is the part of me where I feel I gotta contextualize what value really is sometimes with this character. So
Correct.
Like, and I think that's the problem where I feel like, oh shoot,
well, there's so much misinformation. There's so much misinformation. Right. People think about, like, they pick Lucio for these certain, like, check boxes. I'm gonna peel backline. I'm gonna boop tank. I'm gonna speed my tank, and that often ends up being what you're doing. But that's because of the positions that you play. It just happens to be what you end up doing, right? It's not something that you. It's like saying, like, you know, like, let's say you go to this expensive seafood store, you know, seafood restaurant, and they're like, yeah, we're out of lobster. And then you go to the cook at gunpoint and say, like, I want your lobster, dig it out of the trash, I'm going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, the situation's changed. They have other food there. You need to make the best of what you're doing here. It's probably one of the worst analogies I think I've ever done. But basically, the reason you're picking Lucio is to peel your team by denying these angles. That's why you're picking Lucio. So when the Pharah takes this position, gets nano boost, uses both of her mobility cooldowns to go N, she's no longer your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, think about how much it took for her to get to your backline. It took everything. Fine.
Right.
Give it to him. Let him have it, you know? And then you trade, because you're still in a position to trade their backline. You're not a one-trick pony.
Right.
So yeah, just think about it more from a context of space and less to do with, like, a checklist of things that I have to do. You know? You want to see something funny? Rollout time.
Sure. Oh gosh, you always catch these things. I always your bots. I'm always amazed how you catch these things. When, like,
I mean, just look at the kill feed, right? If I see Sojourn off the map, I know what's happened exactly. You know, like, I know exactly. There's only a couple of things that could have happened. So
that's funny though.
Like, this is good, right? This is good. You're on your space. It happens to be holding space for your tank. Tracer, Pharah, nobody's allowed to really take this lane without being contested. And the difference between an Ana or a Juno controlling the space is that you are a lot harder to bully in this space than one of those characters. So, yeah. We're cooking. Now, if we were playing Ana here, we'd probably be playing, like, a different angle entirely. Right. But on a map like this, you might value having somebody that can get their hands dirty more. See, that's really why you pick certain characters. It's not just like, oh, they're better versus certain characters. That's part of the issue. But even if they were on, like, full, like, Widowmaker, Zen here, you would still be a menace. Because you just freaking, Frogger on them. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the map. There's so many ways of harassing and destroying that backline. Lucio's freaking good in this map. So you could do things like this. I'm gonna be real. I think I'm beating there, but I don't know. I don't know.
I probably would have if she went in. I thought she was going in. Right.
Yeah. I got you.
And if she did, I was gonna do it.
I got you. Well, okay. So then don't amp this. So you were like, well, I don't want to commit my beat unless I see action. Okay. So then don't commit your amp unless you see action either. I had this conversation yesterday. It's like, I want amp to almost always be reactive unless it's your solo value. Don't ever
That's
predict.
Fair. I guess I never looked at it that way with Lucio, where you were saying, like, even with Ana, take an angle and then don't use your cooldowns until you actually see what you're about to nade or see what you're about to do.
Right.
Like,
well, the difference the difference is that within Ana here, you can actually, so you take the position and use your cooldowns, right? Because you can this is what your cooldowns do. They're effective at this range. Amp is used when you have committed to something and you're going to trade. You're not doing anything right now that demands amp, whether heal or speed. So there's no value there.
So it seems like it was just me preemptively.
You're expecting action. There was no action.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah. This beat is good because it's awkward, but this is kind of action. Kind of. You look at that diva, it's kind of action. The problem here is that you don't have your amp. So this beat's going to go and you're going to have a couple of seconds without amp, which just sucks. But yeah, this is fine.
Question. Wait, but here's the thing why I also did it. With that perk though, don't I get
Correct.
amp?
No, I'm talking about after the beat. You'll have 2 or 3 seconds, I believe, before you have amp again. Because the amp and beat lasts like 6 to 8 seconds, I think, something like that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, this is good. Yeah, so this is good. And now we're forcing action with it, so this is good. right?
So even if I don't get the kills there,
yeah,
doing that alone is good. Is
correct,
what I'm saying.
correct. Yeah, and this is the dead zone with the beat what I was talking about. But like, I mean, yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay, cool.
And then here, the mistake here is forcing this, right? So like they're too far, and there's nothing really for you to do outside of just make sure they don't walk forward. That's all. And make sure there's nobody else on your space here, right? Don't force it. If this is too far, don't force it.
Right.
Yeah, you just freaking died. You messed up, right? You freaking died. Like, this is all really good, right? You've killed one. You forced bomb. You're going to isolate and probably kill that diva potentially too. If you don't die here, we're cooking. You die. You shouldn't have died.
Okay.
Whenever you look at those situations, you'd never go, oh, I played too aggressive. You go, why did I die? I should not have died. I should have been able to do things without dying. Well, you chased open space without actually setting up on the Onam. Going for the Onam warrior that was that far away without actually setting up is why you died. You didn't even know that the tracer was on top of you. That's it. The action was not a problem. The way that the action, or where the action was bad. Beat was good, though. Beat was very nice.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Now here you can be like, peel the diva off because there's nothing else better to do. Sure. No, there's no space to control right now. If you try to hold that left angle, you just get isolated and killed because your team's in spawn. And then now, let's retake space. Where do I retake space? Well, you already know. Yep, it has to be top. Now you got to be like, oh, but Pharah spam. Yep, don't die. Oh, but missiles. Yep, don't die.
Yeah.
It's not a question of, oh, whether you should do it or not. You don't have a choice. There's nowhere else to go. You could fight in here, but that often might mean that you get pincered if they're on top, so I'd only do that if you could clear top. You don't have a choice. Don't die.
Right.
Now, does that mean I'm going to get in her face immediately? No, I'm playing a rat a little bit. You know, save my boop, save my amp, see if I can... I'll gladly use amp on myself here, but I cannot let my queen do this. You see the problem with your queen's position? Does it look familiar like first point, remember? She's getting pincered. Why is she getting pincered? Right. Because you're not controlling space. She needs you to pull Diva Pharah attention at you, away, or Tracer, or anybody, right? Whatever you're equipped to deal with the space that you're on.
Okay.
She's really struggling. Yeah, there you go. We figured it out. Good. Nice. Nice. Even just this is significantly better, because now your team can actually punish that Diva, not let her hold that space. Sure-ish. It felt like you were really unsure with the amp. It's okay to hold it if you don't see an immediate thing that you can do or your team is doing. Now, right now, you could amp in and peel back this diva, or drop and mark the tracer and save amp for yourself if you need it. But yeah, it was good. Good job getting the diva down. That was good. Or even now, there's another amp opportunity right here. You see it?
I mean, at this point, I just gotta go in.
Yeah, exactly. So it just looked like you were a little bit unsure in your responsibilities early on and late in the fight, but at least you could find the space of the diva. You found the angle of the diva. That was good. Sure. We're clearly fighting on this choke, so I wouldn't fall back here necessarily. This is fine. I mean, you could have held here with where our team was holding, but this is also good space for you too, right? This is fine. Yeah. Come on. Hit me. Come after me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what you're doing. Yes. Go back and do it again. There's missiles, so there's her lethality. Gone. Go back and do it again. You're too passive here.
I don't think
you're too passive.
I don't think I do. Yeah.
It's also just safer for you too, right? Like if she just gives up like this, well then just take this, poke out the Reaper, right? Drop, shoot. If your queen pushes, you push with her. If your team falls back, you hold the space and help boop and peel, right? Like this. Do you see how much harder it is for this diva to connect with your BAP now? Just the difference of going from here to here versus here to here is a significant difference. And in addition, this angle gives you vision on the other angle that they might stage on. You see this? So this is like, oh, it's almost there. The good news is that you did... You know what? No, I'm not giving you credit for that, because the diva just dropped for free. I don't know why she dropped. So,
okay. So at this point, it's just live, right?
Yeah, live, because they're putting resources on you. Yeah. No other support would have lived here.
Yeah.
Again, just a random amp. Right?
Well,
Yeah, I know. But like, let her make that decision, and then you can kind of amp her out or amp her in, because you've killed two already. So this is not lost.
So in this case, you're saying the amp would have been good there when the nade was there, with the speed.
I mean,
or, like,
yeah, in hindsight, like this cooldown is so freaking long. If you are not selfishly finding value out of it yourself, just wait. You will find an opportunity if you're playing positioning aggressively. If you're sitting here with your queen or up here with your queen, as you should be, you will find an amp. Trust me, it will be there.
Okay.
Like you're here, here's your amp, right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could even force your own value here if you want to. This is too far. This is too open. This is too on the floor.
Get back up top is what you're saying.
Yeah, get back up top. Get up to here. If you see her fade in here, amp cross the face, ruin her day. That's fine. This is amping action. This is fine. I would still prefer speed.
Yeah.
Good. Almost. Don't hate the intention, just the execution. That's all. Almost.
I think that we lose the... I think that we just lose this after here.
Well, I mean, if I want to be hindsight Andy here, you would have had beat 5 seconds ago if you'd actually been playing the game.
True.
So then we don't even have a problem here. And this right here, this is not a situation where you should be playing passively. You need to go all the way in, make sure that your team gets the DMAC, make sure that your team gets the kill on baby. Don't hesitate here. And certainly don't cross. See, this is your mistake. You've committed here. This is your room.
So this is where I feel like a lot of times, like, oh shoot, I'm by myself. I feel like I'm not doing anything when I'm not there. But then you're saying me being here is actually doing something, though. Yeah.
Look, and can you guess what they immediately do as soon as you go back? In fact, they kill you.
Just shoot with me.
They kill you.
Yeah.
They kill you. 2 people killed. From, well, okay, more likely the queen was already dead. But yeah, that was that you died to the threat that you ran away from because you can't live a sojourn out here. You can't live a sojourn in here. Again, just don't die. Harassed. Ooh, you know, like die expensively, right? Like if you're going to die, right? Yeah.
You know, I've coined that term a lot since you said it.
Die expensively?
Just expensive. I've said it to my friends when we play.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry, guys, it's expensive. Like, where did you hear that one from? And I was just like, oh.
It's true. It's true. It's important.
But it's very good. I was like, I told them, they're like, oh, I see where the connection is with that. Where it's expensive.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. All my cheap deaths become because I get too close to people for no reason. I have this tendency of like basically every character I play. I don't know why. Like I take all the angles in the world and I'm always in people's faces for no reason. I'm a Lucio player at heart apparently. Okay. Any questions so far? We can keep going. We can pivot. I'm totally flexible.
I feel like this attack I kind of just was really steamrolly, or not steamrolly. Like we really did really well, and he went back on ball, and I felt like I disrupted ball. I just want to know, like, I feel like this is the thing though. Is there value in something where I feel like, wow, that was easy? You know, I feel like, or did I feel like I did the right thing?
Yeah, we can look. We can look. You see why this character is hard though? Like it just the spaces that you're holding are just so different. Like so different.
But it's hard to deem what's value on this character sometimes for me.
Right, which is why we're simplifying it to just space, right? Because if you complicate it with like too many responsibilities, I have to like I was reading a Reddit thread the other day about like tanking in 5v5. And I think it was like done tongue in cheek, but it was like I have to win their tank trade, I have to dive their DPS, I have to peel my backline, and I was like that must be like what the normies think like playing Lucio must be like, right? And the reality is that no, it's not that at all. The answer is that yes, you might end up doing all of those things at separate points, but really all that matters is wherever you are is going to be dependent on what you're doing. So like right now, you want to control this left building probably. So is your responsibility to peel ball right now? Well, no. It's not. Why? Because for crying out loud. He's way too far away, right? Your Kiriko Ashe have to be able to handle this, right? So for you, the simplest thing for you to do from this lane is what? You're here, what do you do?
Yeah.
No. Your start here, nobody's here. Now what?
Deepen.
Keep going. Now you could argue, well, isn't it just as easy to go backwards? Yeah, you could say that. This wouldn't be a terrible play as long as there's nobody on your space, I guess. But I like forward momentum, generally. I think it's just a much more consistent action to do. I would amp across, I'd amp up here, and I'd get hairy with it. I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd go play ball on my Tracer. Because the problem the problem with peeling is it's not guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You could get late to the party here, and you're like, oh, my Tracer's already died. I still like this, you know. I still want to be here, right? You get to late to the party here, and then you're like, oh, everyone's gone home. Yeah, that's the problem.
There's guaranteed value
Correct.
In what you were shown before versus
Correct.
this is potential.
Correct. And if you're looking at this from a perspective of like high-level team play, it's the Kiriko's fault regardless. Because the ball is staged from here. You were here. Yeah. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. Okay. So then now you're in Guam doing nothing. And worse, and like you're on cart or point. Why? You should be here. You can't now this guy's your responsibility. Ruin his day. Right. Do not let him use this room for free.
Okay.
So now he's going to do it again. That was good. Good boop there. But that was happenstance. You let him get the engage that he wanted. So here, my problem is more to do with I just really don't like the open space that you're playing with this character. I really don't like.
So would it be better to me to go on that window again on the top right and just?
You could. To window top right's good. This room here is also good. Like let's just park our camera here. Ball goes here. Harass, shoot, disrupt, distract, harass, disrupt, distract, harass, disrupt, distract, whatever. Shoot. You see how much easier this is? And then Merry Christmas. Right? Peel, shoot, whatever, distract. Merry Christmas. Where do you think that tracer's going? You know what I'm saying? That's your lane. It's your space.
Makes sense.
And in fact, the only reason you die is because you're here.
Right. Instead of being covering.
Right. It's just positional gap. You know, you have ideas of things that you should be doing with Lucio, but you don't really know where.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you're here, sure, you're already here, you might as well. But yeah, I mean, you're kind of being carried by what your front line is doing. Your queen is a complete menace.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't hate this as much as you'd think, I guess, because you've already kind of committed to it, so you might as well.
Right.
The irony is I just don't like it because you got 2 resources for 1 right now, so this ball is just going to play.
Right. So that's why I kind of like was peeling back. I was like, okay, if he's here, he's just here. So now he laps, so I was like, I'll just...
So now this becomes relatively solid value.
Okay.
You know, you could even look at it on a map-by-map situation where you're like, this is such a... I don't know where to go. I could go top at the pharmacy. So then I'm just going to do what I can do over here because I might as well. There's nothing else I really like positionally.
Right.
You can even chase. If it's convenient for you, harass. Be an ass, you know? Like, there's nothing... You might as well. You amp heal yourself, sure. Keep your HP healthy. I mean, you're just being obnoxious, but sure, why not? This is a good space for you to do that. Why not?
He's looking at
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. This guy's like, you're a fan, he's a fan, everybody's fanning, and you're winning the HP trade. This guy is so freaking annoyed. This is good.
Right.
This is very good. And then also, okay, so now it's not your job. You see this? Because you've transitioned, you've gone, oh, I like this spot. Oh, this is cozy. You know, I kind of like this. You know, what can I do from here? You know, maybe I could look for pharmacy or speed my tank or look for the Kiriko, right? Or maybe if Tracer uses this building. So now this is not your responsibility. Maybe ball will come back. I don't know. But you hesitated, right? You see it? And then now look at where you are, right? First off, he got whatever he wanted anyway, so you can't help with that. Second off, you've given this lane for free. So maybe somebody will fill that. Maybe you want to go for backlane, and now you can't because you're on the floor, right? Does that make sense?
Right, no, it makes sense. So in this case, though, am I not supposed to be going... Like, it's my job to be controlling you staying up top there and just staying as close to my queen as possible.
Yeah, because that's what you could do from here. That's what you can do from here. Because I like this space. Ooh, this is pretty, you know? This is like the $3,000 apartment, you know what I'm saying? So, like, heal, shoot. Go. You see your opportunity to go, right? Yeah. You know? Why? Because that was convenient from where you were. That's it. It's guaranteed value because you're choosing it from a position that actually makes sense with your character. This is fine. We're here, so. Sure. See, now you can go what's more valuable. Diving Mercy, booping ball, going for Kiriko. It's up to you.
I think I can up and get it.
Yeah, they're all equal like opportunities. She messed up her GA, so probably just get her. Yeah, she knew it too. But see, the funny thing is you go back. Why? Just stay. Pop, rotate over to here if you want to. You know, you don't need to go back.
I think it's more just like balls on my attention this round, but you're saying don't do that.
Well, no, I'm not saying don't do that. I've just praised you for doing it not too long ago, right? The difference is that you have now. Right. Well, now no, because you're right here. Ball's right here, so yeah, of course deal with them.
Okay.
It's just don't be responsibility-driven, Lucio. Be a position-driven Lucio. Whereas wherever you are, that feels good for Lucio. This little short off angle here. Do whatever's there.
So just be a rat.
Be a rat. This is your position. Are you going to peel from here or are you going to die from here? Are you going to peel from here or die from here? You don't know. Are you going to peel from up top here or die from up here? I don't know. Depends, right? It depends on what they're giving you, right? Like right here, you're peeling because this space is good for you. That's what's the difference. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. Same question here, right? Do I want to sit in my cart? These amps are going to give me an aneurysm, but an ampurism, if you will. But like, yeah. So you could sit and babysit this, I guess, but you could also go. Well, I mean, you know what I'm going to say, right? Not immediately, but at some point, where's your space?
Well, top where the key is, but
probably top.
You're even thinking in the short term. You're saying I could even take that window on the left.
You could. You could. You could. Sure could. Because if I'm Reaper or Echo or Kiriko, or, I mean, there could be somebody here. And if they're not here, well, I could just use my gun. You know?
So if I hear like an Echo right there, like use the flight and comes in with some stickies, then I just got to get the heck out of there before she...
Yeah, you just don't freaking die. That's the rule with Lucio. Take the space, don't die.
Yeah.
Take the space, don't die. Because generally, if you think about like what Lucio's strengths are as a kit with your boop, your heal aura, your amp, they all can be used offensively, but they're without exception stronger defensively. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's just a good general rule for supports, and they don't have as much lethality. Most of their kits are like dynamic about keeping themselves alive, which is why they're really annoying, right? Because generally in games, period, survivability is the most powerful tool that you can have in a 1v1, right? Right. So what you can do is you can say, well, I'm going to use my amp, I'm going to use my boop, and generally, if I'm going to win a 1v1 with Lucio, it's going to be a war of attrition. It's not going to be a 2-tap, they're dead most of the time. It's going to be, I lived their stickies, harassed, they didn't get pocket, I booped, I shot, I healed myself a little bit, I finished them off, right? So in these extended, that's why support players aren't always super good at burst, with exceptions, because most of their kit is revolved around extending fights. Which means that you're really good at holding angles, but not necessarily exploding people on angles, if that makes sense. Right. Which means for your own survivability, it's really important that you take space early so that you don't get surprised. You're always confronting your threat so that there's no surprises.
So I'm also kind of noticing, though, maybe why I feel like I'm more successful with Juno, is I'm also taking angles that are unique to the character more. Or like on rooftops on EOS, or like specific things and being ratty and like that capacity.
You're more positional focused. You're not very positional focused with Lucio. You're responsibility focused, which means that you're not really doing anything very particularly well.
Right, but I'm also gonna add. I want to ask: is that should that be a case in general with everybody?
Yes, all supports. Every character in the game is positional focused primarily. Right. The reason why you pick supports is because the map demands that support. Kiriko. Juno, whatever, you pick Zen on Havana because the positions that he takes deals with the angles that map takes very well. You could imagine Lucio on certain maps being a nightmare. Like I think he has like a 42% win rate in Havana because there just aren't any positions that work well for him. Now,
he can't get close.
Correct. At the highest level, they will find ways to find synergies and problem like solutions to problems. Correct, but even then, they still position like if you're playing Lucio to deny their tracer, that's great. So where do you think their tracer is going to come from? Well, she's going to come from a short range off angle. So first off, where am I? Okay. Second off, where are those short range off angles? Right. So when I'm playing Lucio to deny a tracer, I'm going to park myself right here, and if the tracer takes the angle all the way around, not my problem. Because what I've done is I've denied an entire lane and I've forced that threat to come from one direction.
Right.
That in of itself is value. Just simplifying the thought process for your backline about where can that threat come from is value. Because if you think about it from your defensive perspective, the reason your queen was struggling so much was not because the diva was on high ground, not because the tracer was on the low ground. It was because of both. And if you had simply denied one of them, then she could have easily handled the diva on the high ground. It's not a problem. One angle is not going to kill you. Two will.
Right. Indecision. I said indecisive is what I meant.
Yeah, indecision with where to be. Correct. Exactly. So, for example, right now, you're in the small room with ball. That's fine. Is your queen getting angled? A little bit. But her backline's not getting railed from behind. So, as long as you can deal with this, because this is good space for you, then your Kiriko doesn't need to worry about you guys anymore. She just can focus on queen. You see that? Right. So the reason why this works is because you didn't go from over here to over here. You just were here. Now, if you'd been here or you'd been here, then your queen wouldn't need as much help because you would be helping her with this front line. Right. Either one will be very useful for your team because both spaces work. Sure. Sure. I like the beat. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Now don't freaking die. Whatever you do, don't die. This is your responsibility. You see it? This is my room. Yeah. Do not let him get out of this room. Yes. Keep it linear. You see that? You see that? You see that? Everybody, why was the Cassie allowed to focus on the Reaper? Because this guy, you had him. You had him. This lane was yours. Yours. You're not going to kill ball, but you're not going to let him do what he wants.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of what the theme of it was for this round, at least.
Correct. Now, here, you can transition to going here if you're quick and then deal with the ball again, but you could also just do this as well. This is also a really good space for you. So as long as you commit, the problem here, and this is why I don't like second guessing yourself a lot, like changing your angle, is because you used your amp to transition instead of to fight.
Right.
So I don't think this is a major error because at least you've committed to a room that is effective for you. But I would probably prefer for you to simply stay here and then look for an opportunity to amp or just, I mean, come on, right? This is your space. So that would probably be better. But as long as you stick with this position and make it work, then this is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing left to say you're going to cap here. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. I'm going to keep going. Different
VOD.
Beats are good. Mechanics aren't terrible, given the fact that you haven't played a lot of Lucio. And the composition that they were on gave you heroes that played in spaces that you wanted them to, even if you weren't always there for it.
Okay.
That's the way to look at it.
As far as what to do next. I mean, I have other codes. I do have that too. But
yeah, it's up to you.
How much time do we have?
We have like 20 minutes, so.
20 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, we're cooking.
Because I feel it's gonna be like a rinse and repeat if we keep doing Lucio at this point.
Yeah, true.
I kind of got the gist of it. Maybe the Ana, actually, just because I might as well just see at least something from Ana again.
Sure. Sound right. You can just look at it as always, like the Route 66, the execution, you know.
Right.
Lateral space, same stuff as Lucio. I mean, it's the same with every sport, right?
Yeah. Do you know someone told me it's a more OTP in ladder? They're probably gonna watch this, which is funny. So Kegel something, I don't know what their name.
I know the person. Sadly.
So the funny thing is, they were funny, but they were telling me right before a game on New Junk City, they were saying, "No, don't go Lucio, don't go Ana. Show us the lateral space." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it was it was pretty humorous. I was laughing. Like, okay, so I guess I'm somewhat famous. I was laughing.
Yeah.
It was humorous, so they're probably gonna see this. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. I think you can find the Moira VOD where I coached him. I think. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. They did mention now they do view your stuff to improve on Moira and such. So they do watch other videos, so.
It's been a while, but yeah, I found it.
I can always find it.
I found it. It's this one.
I'm gonna next time I see them.
I've coached a couple top 500 Moiras. I coached 2 other ones. One of them was private, but yeah, that's the one right there.
There you go. All right.
No responsibility for that name though.
Okay. Yeah.
Frick me, man. Good nade. It's a shame I didn't catch the Sojourn, but she died, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I just decided to move. Now in this case, is this okay where I'm at, or should I be moving more?
I mean, you're in the middle of doing something right now that's worth value. So no, it's like you move to a position, you do what's good, and then when there's nothing good to do, you move again, right? So,
okay,
yeah, you're shooting ball. It's fine. Keep moving. So this is where you need to move, right? Like obviously there's nothing really of value here, so you need to be taking space. Now, there's going to be a temptation here for you to just cut to the cheat to get to your Winston sooner. That's a mistake. You need to allow yourself the time to rotate right now. You need to trust that he's not going to ent and just go.
I think I go left though. Yeah, right here. I think, so not there,
yeah,
but I go right here.
This is okay. So I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still a sight line, right? And you're not in the middle of nowhere, so.
Yeah, so then I had to watch out for.
It's fine. Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you saw, right?
Moving here.
Yes.
Okay, so I should have stayed where I was.
There's not enough reward for the risk here. You could have stayed where you were, but if you're gonna rotate here, you need to keep moving until where? Where would you go?
Well, so I was gonna say the room. Well, from this point of view, the left on the bottom, that room.
Like in here?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really opening up your lateral space here, no? Like this is just more of the same, but just closer.
So, would you say like on the high ground on the stairs up here?
Sure. Like, you're like, oh, but there's no cover here. Yeah, but there's at least a reward for the risk.
Right. Okay, so that's in this case, it's worth taking the risk. Okay.
Yes and no. I would say you could just stay here. You could just stay here. You could have stayed rotated here. But if you're going to go here, I don't see the reward for the risk. Here I do.
Whereas, right, okay.
Here I do. Because it's like, this isn't really cover either. Like, this is baby cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. You're cooked. So at least you got a nice little juicy high ground contest. You can hit a nice nade, die in a blaze of fury, so.
Right.
Yeah, so you second guess yourself, you rotate out. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, where it's like, I would prefer you to just not use your nade there at all. Don't fish, just hold it.
Right, and I think I mentioned that where that's something I mentioned before with the, like, use it when you see something. In this case, don't anticipate. Right.
Yeah, exactly, don't anticipate. Your first nade was good because you didn't anticipate, you reacted. Right. And then the second nade was not anticipation, it was, again, reaction. Tracer dies you nade yourself, she has to leave.
Yeah, this was one of the earlier games in the week too. So
yeah, that's fine.
No, but this is no. I'm not saying like as an excuse for mechanical. I think what I was practicing was the cover usage more than.
Gotcha.
Anything.
Yeah, I mean it looks good. Right. It's really good. Like it's gonna allow you to hold this space for a long time, and then you kind of gamble. You're like, I think I'm too far for them to dive, so let me just fish to the sleep. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There's a reaction nade. You just hit the Wuyong. It's good. I mean, I wouldn't move. I just keep shooting my gun. Yeah. This can really just be reflection of like hit your nades, hit your shots, and you're cooking here.
Okay.
Because they don't have any cover with where you're at here, right? Like your vision is so freaking powerful. Like there's just nowhere really that they can go to contribute without getting shot, essentially. Right. So you're just gonna sit back there, and with the exception of Zenyatta, there is not a more powerful support in the game that can control a sight lane and just hurt people. So.
I wanted to take top left, but I think they don't. Yeah, I think they were like just they weren't in voice chat, so I kind of.
I mean, such a crap excuse move, to be honest.
So if no one's there, then just still do it.
Just go, like, because I'm like, Kiriko's kind of hovering around cart. She's like not really confidently taking space. It's like just go,
Just go.
Go up to here, sit on your CDs, sit here, sit on your CDs. If you're going to die here, again, we're going to use the term right, expensive, right? Very expensive. If you're going to die here, you're in front of your backline, you have both cooldowns, you've got cover, Now, you said, okay, cover, right? So like this, but what I would challenge you to do is can you take space and still be as decisive with cover, right?
Right.
Like you've had two in cart this entire fight, you know what I'm saying? There's like really no excuse. Right. And like, look what happens, right? Like, freaking killing me, right? Like, these guys are able to hold this space here. They should not be able to hold this space. Like, once you clear that tracer out, you walk in here, you pop a nade, everybody dies, right? Like.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There are two people here.
Yeah, now you're just a casualty of mines hitting 3 different people. So, like we said, cover usage. So, your angles are going to be a little atrocious, but that's all right.
Right.
Good. This is a good start. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, lateral space, a little bit of a vision here. I wouldn't really run from this, to be honest with you. You got your sleep. This ball can't just, like, one-shot you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have to commit something, so I think I stay here.
Okay.
Look at your vision. Like, look what the frick you see. You see nothing, right? Like, get her. Get her. This is your vision,
Yeah.
Winston dies for that. Kind of criminal. Like even here, I'm moving, and then I'm and then I'm healing and I'm moving it, right? Because even the tracer, like she's coming from the angle that you should be on right now, right? There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. Only reason you saw this because you took space. Only reason.
Yeah.
Good. I love the ball copies.
So here's the other thing. Should am I holding on to Nano too long here?
Yes. but it's hard.
Right.
I would blind nano my Genji when I see him positioned aggressively, or don't give him nano at all.
Okay.
Just give it to your Winston.
Okay.
Your choice. Either you go for the more consistent play, or you gamble upon seeing him staged and being like, I think he can do work with this. Because the good news is you have the perk. So that makes it a lot easier for him to get value out of the nano. You see this? So if you're not sure if there's stage for it, the new nano perk makes it so that the answer is, yeah, probably. right? Like, probably. Like, they're going to move so much faster. So, yeah. Sure. Sure. Move. Yep. Don't second guess. Go. Yeah, I got you. This is good. This is a good rotation from you. Very nice.
So in this case, I was indecisive. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't really that bad. This is probably your better option here. You could have committed, like, you could have literally just run it down and gone all the way here. This is a really badly designed map, sadly. But if you could have gotten to here, this would have been optimal. But that would have taken, like, initiative from literally the start, like, immediately get there, right? This isn't bad. This is not bad. Your Winston really overextended. So this is fine. And there's a chance that you could even hold this if you get naded. Yeah, I was going to say, there's a chance you can even... Yeah, good. This is you clutching things with your rotation. Every good thing that just happened on our screen is from you taking space right here. Mm-hmm. In a lost fight, Winston overextended, Tracer coming back from spawn, and we'll look at the lateral space. Look at it. Yep. Just beautiful, right? You give your Kiriko a bailout. You're giving your Tracer pocket, Genji pocket, nice juicy sightline. They walk forward. They don't even know you're there. You beef your nade. Winston's dead. Right. Doesn't matter. You're spaced away from ball Tracer. Mercy's out of the fight. She could have died there. Nano, you have your sleep to defend yourself. You have your cover to defend yourself. You have your movement speed to defend yourself. And you're going to win this fight. And notice that the Nano Blade works, even though it wasn't a Nano Blade, because your Tracer created the space for your Genji to get it done, right?
Right.
That was great. That was just that was like, that makes up for all the crap that we've seen for the last 4 minutes, you know? That was just beautiful. Textbook.
This is a little micro like detail like on what I do with mechanics wise. Is this a habit I should stop or do? So if you go back like 10 seconds when I'm shooting, like, do you see like how I crouch? Maybe a few more seconds, just a few more seconds. Do you see like how I kind of crouch?
Yeah, it's actually a good point. Yeah, you do.
Is that okay or is that a bad thing?
That's terrible. You're throwing off your crosshair for basically no benefit right now.
Okay, so I notice I do it sometimes, and I'm like, and then when I see it, I'm like, all right, stop doing it. So okay, but I will cut it out. Okay, because I do see it sometimes when I do it. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
All right, it's bad. I'll stop.
Yep. With any habit, you have to think of it as, is there a significant benefit? And if the answer is no, then it is not worth doing at all. So this one crucially is autopiloted, so it's not really taking a lot of brain attention, but it is, it's a negative thing. Yeah.
It's kind of like a compensation maybe for like the jump key, but it's the crouch key. Which is probably like same thing.
Yeah, it's your nicotine gum instead of cigarettes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is fine. It's a little far for cooldown, so you could fish here if you see like a ball or whatever. But
this is a fish, yeah.
Yeah. I think the only like really feedback I'd have here, it would be the question of like, you know, if you're playing so far back that you have to fish even into dive, could I have rotated to get more value? Because if you think about this fight here, well, you didn't land a nade and you didn't land a sleep.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And your vision wasn't really super valuable with your gun either. So I think this is definitely hindsight to say that this was bad, but you definitely don't feel like this was amazing value. You contrast that with this angle here. This one feels like your vision's a little bit better on what actually matters, right? This one feels a little bit less open. Now, as I said, that's hindsight. But I think if you'd had the time, which you did, where would you have rotated here?
Right here. Stay here.
Yeah, this is better for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you'd had the time, you could have even rotated to here. But yeah, I mean, this is better vision, right?
Well, the only way there is like I have to be on point, fight, then rotate right, go all the way up the stairs.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, you have literally 25 seconds before that fight actually committed, right? So like, that's no excuse. Yeah, you have time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think where you were was bad. I just think, you got to evaluate, was it a good enough of a sightline? Because if you're under basically 0 risk as Ana, then maybe your angle could be a little bit more greedy. Maybe you could leverage your cooldowns a little bit more.
Or at least it could be more reliable.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, they did have, 2 ults? But, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's keep going.
Do we, after we cap here, I think we do cap this second point. I was going to say, the defense is where I was actually curious to see on positioning-wise. So I don't know if we have time to look at the defense. This we hold, but at least I just want to know, from the decision-making, or if there's things I can improve on, or how I can work on this.
We're forward. We have CDs. Yeah. Look for value. You have your CDs. We're up 1. We know where people are. I actually don't even think you needed to rotate away from here. You're up 1. They're on the floor. You have CDs. You've earned the right to hold this space. Ball tracer come after you. They're going to hurt. They're going to hurt, right? So, it's just like, thinking about your rotations here. It's a complicated scenario right now, but I think you gave up. You're not, basically the way to think about it again is that this fight has gone on for 20 seconds and you have not landed a single CD, right? I don't think it's through a lack of willingness. It's just lack of opportunity, right? And that should mean that you're not necessarily positioned correctly.
Right.
You haven't seen really anything, nor have you really been contested.
This is I missed.
Well, this one makes more sense because now you've had an opportunity. So you missed it, but you had the opportunity and you went for it. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so now your CDs are being forced, which is if you're using cover well, is actually a good sign because it means that you're actually in such a dangerous position that they're forced to deal with you.
Right.
All right? That's kind of like the balance there, right? When you're managing your range, you're finding your cover. You're going to get your cooldowns forced here because if they don't dive you here, you're going to kill all of them, right? So you can nade here, and you need to hit it, obviously. But you also could have just held nade and been like, come on, I dare you to jump me, right? Because you're going to win that trade every time. Right. The problem comes with situations like now, where clearly as your team is walking forward, you're not going to be participating in the fight at all. So you need to force your cooldown value by rotating forward again. Probably along the right side.
More right, yeah.
So this is where things get tricky with Ana. Right now, you're not forcing cooldown value, and you should be. You should be parking yourself here and seeing what happens, or parking yourself here and seeing what happens.
I think I get indecisive once I start seeing a couple people, and then I'm like, well, I feel like I'm kind of in the open here now.
Yeah. I mean, now, the window's close, right? So now it's like you're going to get your cooldowns forced. That was a little bit rushed, but once again, this is expensive. This is expensive. Right. It just needed to be done better. There needed to be more damage, more rotation. And ironically, by the time that you actually rotated, it probably would have been better for you to stay here. Because you didn't commit soon enough, so the gap closed. The window of punishment missed. And so what actually happens is because you're not there, they get the high ground. They get the space.
So the question is, would this be avoided if I actually took that room on the bottom? Where the Kiriko is, kind of?
Oh, here? It's pretty good, yeah. I mean, lateral space got some good vision here, yeah. I mean, high ground's not just good because high ground, right? A high ground is good because it provides you a slightly better vantage point, but if high ground doesn't give you any cover at all, then yeah, sure. Right. This is slightly worse offensively, but significantly better defensively, and it's not exactly passive, right? You got all sorts of options in here. You got a great side. Yeah, sure. I agree. That's probably underutilized position. Good thinking.
Thank you. Do you know when I die here? I was like, that's the first thing I said was this expensive?
Right. And I think the answer is yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I hate when Kiriku's teleport on top of me. That just bothers me. But yeah, it was expensive. And look at the ball. No recall, no teleport, no HP, no dash, no nothing. So this is tradable. And you didn't even hit your sleep. Yeah, see? Expensive.
Yeah.
wanna see something funny again?
Sure. Deflect?
No. Watch your Tracer.
Oh. So it was the She killed
the 1 HP full swam. Okay.
Yeah.
Just sits there and watches it. You know, am I gonna hit this or not? Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, look at that. Expensive space. No, you've earned it. Go back. Now, I wouldn't necessarily, you don't know where a ball is, you don't know where Genji is, so just kind of sit here and listen, but don't lose your lateral space. You don't care if ball rolls into you, you're fine. You're good.
Right.
This is like the classic of like, it's not as bad, but you know, Route 66 second point retake. Everyone goes up that high ground 5 at a time, and you just get their faces melted off. This is like the slightly less offensive version of this. Everyone always goes through this angle, and it just bothers me. It's like, just split. It's so valuable. Split, or even splitting here. It's so incredibly valuable and so incredibly important. So.
Right.
Because they talk, and then now you can't see them anymore.
Right.
Merry Christmas, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
the fights. So the fight's already started though, so I shouldn't rotate anyway.
Oh, correct. That is correct. You should not rotate right now. That is correct. Yes.
Right. Okay.
But like, oh my gosh, it's like 3 people 1 HP. Your Tracer dies. It's just it's the worst. Your supports are stacked. Nade is just chucked. You know. This is a situation as well where it's like I would not be using my nade. Because you have people on your screen right now. Just nade the Tracer, or actually go for one of these guys off of a backboard. You know, be deliberate with that nade. You know, good nano.
Right.
It just gives me the willies when I see my support stacked like that. You know.
Right, and that's usually what I try to avoid. But yeah, you're right. That angle is something.
Yeah,
I thought about it, yet I don't take it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, in hindsight.
Ball, and then you notice as soon as you use nade, what happens? Right? As soon as you use nade in a full HP ball and you're not being pressed, Genji's like, oh, okay. All right, sure. Nah, if you're gonna nade this anything, nade the guy on your angle, right?
Yeah.
Good sleep. Now's another opportunity, you know? Another opportunity, you know? I know Tracer's dead, but you gotta make a play. Yeah. Go. Yeah, look at that. Gun value, look at that. Instant. Wave force, Wu Yong out. Genji tries to punish you. Genji's going to die. Come on, man. You're popping off. No, go back. You're fine.
No.
Go back. You're like, oh, but I'm half HP. I don't care. Grab the mini. You're going to live and die by what you do here. You might as well. You know, you still got your sleep.
Right.
Ay. Almost lateral space. Almost lateral space. But you see how it applies even versus these dive stuff, right? Both lanes provide a little bit of space, a little bit of cover, a little bit of vision. And so using that lateral space, even ironically, you actually only won because you went into that right room. That's the only reason you won this. If you didn't do that, you lose. So even just doing it partially is still good. Now, lateral space, kind of, yeah. Because look at where your Kiriko is rotated. Look at where your Tracer is rotated. You see what I'm saying? So remember, it's always contextual. I'm not saying this is the room you have to use. It's just given the context of where your team was, that made sense. Right now, this is fine. You don't have time to take space right now. Now, you might now. Maybe I'd go up top left stairs now, and I'd go to here. Yeah? Let's see what you do.
I don't go stairs. I go left, I think, underneath.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty compressed sightline, but...
At least because the way I took it, so the reason I took, so once they went here, I
mean, this isn't bad. This isn't bad.
Well, the reason I took it is because I knew the fight was happening here, so I was like, okay, I don't think they're gonna expect me being right here.
That's correct, and I think the funny thing too is like knowing your Kiriko, she's just gonna go park her butt right in here, and then you're gonna be off to the side here, and then you're gonna be like, you know, come on. As long as you don't use your CDs without good reason, we're cooking. Because anything that comes in this room is gonna die. Yeah. Good nano. Good nano. Yeah, see how easy this is now? You could freaking nade your Kiriko now if you wanted to.
Which I don't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she got clipped, so that's kind of her fault. But yeah, I mean, like now it's like, oh, well, we're out of position now. Like they've used blinks, they've used grapple, and whoops. So now that was really badly played from you, but it doesn't matter. You notice that? Double blink, recall, deflect, dash. He's dead. And half the enemy team doesn't even know where you are. Like, the supports don't even know. Like, they don't even know Yeah, this is good.
Right.
I mean, you're literally held here because of your lateral space.
Right. You're finding this humorous now at this point.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, but here's the thing. Yeah. Like, again, like our frequency is so freaking rapid with our sessions, right? In relation to, so we're not going to see leaps and bounds of improvement. But what we did see is a power ISO first point defensive hold, because you actually got your head out of your butt and you played really well with your rotations for a couple of brief moments, and it's what mattered. Okay. You know, you outplayed the enemy supports. They didn't take any lateral space. They two-stacked in the backline like Neanderthals and didn't help the DPS at all. So that's all it took. That's all it took. Right. You didn't even have to hit every CD. You just used the space that was given to you, maintain good cover, you know, good rotations, good distance, and we popped off. It was nice. Okay. Cool. Any questions with the Lucio or Ana? I know a lot of information today.
Yeah. As far as next steps, to just continue doing what I'm doing, as far as like you're saying, hold the lateral space, but also
yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
Is that the key distinguisher? That's maybe gonna at least hit me, maybe hopefully on Ana to like the next level of improvement.
Yeah, I mean, it just needs to be more. It needs to be more execution and maybe a creative way of thinking about it. So, I don't know. We can reframe things different ways, because we're all little children in our heads where we just enjoy novelty, you know? So if you want to reframe it as a different way of challenging yourself, as like, instead, I'm going to think about how I'm going to rotate depending on my CDs. Or should I use my CDs or should I not use my CDs depending on what angle I'm holding? Maybe that's a different way of framing it. What angle should I hold? And how should I use my CDs depending on what I do, right? So like, okay, they're gonna come after me, so I'm just gonna sit there and dare them to, or I'm gonna rotate an angle and die in a blaze of fury. You know, I don't know. Like, you can frame it however you'd like, but yeah, it's gonna boil down to more of the same in that regard. And frankly, more of the same for Lucio too, just different in terms of what lateral space you want. It's the same rule, it's just different.
Right.
Okay. Any questions?
I don't think so.
All right, mate. Always a pleasure.